WNBA draft, the Connecticut Sun select Lindsay Whalen from the University of Minnesota.
The pairing was a match made in heaven. A point guard who could defend, distribute the basketball, and score when needed. Above all, she was a leader. Whalen started 30 games as a rookie, led the club in assists, and helped the Sun to their first ever WNBA Finals appearance. The Sun returned again to the Finals in 2005, and while they didn't bring home the trophy, Whalen and company had put professional basketball in Connecticut on the map. A fan favorite because of her gritty, hard-working style on the court and positive demeanor off it, Whalen remains the club's all-time leader in assists, and today takes her rightful spot in the rafters of Mohegan Sun Arena.
Fans, please welcome to the court one of the greatest players in Connecticut Sun and WNBA history, number 13, Lindsay Whalen. And now to take you through tonight's historic and special halftime show, please welcome LaChina Robinson.
Welcome back to Connecticut, Lindsay.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was fun.
Great to be back.
Watching all of those highlights there. It
They
seems
lied
like...
at the start, though. They lied at the start.
You said what?
They lied at the start.
What did they say?
They said I was a dynamic defending guard, and I didn't play a ton of defense in college, so I don't know where they got that from, but it's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I don't remember a lot of defense, but that's okay, because it's all about the perception, right? Whatever people see.
Perception, yeah. Perception is reality, right?
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah, I was a great defender. I was a great defender, yeah.
We'll go with that for tonight. So it seems like yesterday that you were drafted 4th overall in 2004, and we were talking about this earlier, but you had never really been away from home, right? You went to school, an hour away from home, so you arrived in Connecticut. What were some of your early memories after arriving here?
Well, one of my first memories was probably when I actually was getting ready to fly out here for training camp, was my mom, how upset she was that I was really leaving this time, because I went to college an hour away from home, so I was going across the country to Connecticut, and she was pretty sad that I was leaving home. But really quickly thereafter, it was, got out here and got to know the team and everything, and so that first training camp, like any rookie, it's a whirlwind, and it's the vets really, have been playing for years and years, and you learn a lot very quickly from Taj and Nikisha and KT and Debbie Black. So, just kind of adjusting to being out here, learning, how to get around this area and everything were some of my first memories. And then very quickly you realize that this was something very special and a really, really great time to be a part of this organization and to be drafted out here by Coach T. He taught me so much that it was, I'm just thankful for all those years, those great years that we had out here.
That transition is a whirlwind for any rookie, but in particular one that's expected to come in and take over the reins of the point guard spot. You led the Connecticut Sun to back-to-back finals in your first 2 years here. Tell us about that ride.
Well, my rookie year, we started out, I think, pretty slow, and then we ended up winning the Eastern Conference regular season, and we had the tiebreak over every team in the Eastern Conference, so we had home court advantage. Which this crowd tonight has been tremendous, by the way. The energy is definitely really good. So we were able to ride the home court, all the way to the finals. We lost our first game in the playoffs that year, and then we won, I think, 6 straight, and ended up going to the WNBA finals, where we played a tough Seattle team, obviously. But that first year was a great run. It was an Olympic year, so we took a break, and then we came back. And we had a really great run in September, and we ended up making the finals. And I just remember, after that year, I was just, this is what's supposed to happen. We're supposed to be in the finals. And then you realize later in your career how hard it is to get back there. But we had a great group of veterans that led the way, and it was fun to be a good part of that team that season.
When we think about the type of player that you are, first of all, starting out with your defensive prowess, but also you talked a little bit earlier about the types of players you looked up to, Charles Barkley, Katie Smith. Most would say you were very physical in your own right, and that was the key to your success. But what would you say about the key to your success as far as your playing style and the type of point guard you were?
You know, I would just say it comes down to being consistent and being ready to go every night. And these, you know, you see these players. I know Connecticut has a home game tonight, and then they fly to LA tomorrow, and then they play in LA on Sunday in the afternoon. And to be consistent, so to be able to be ready for every game, each and every night, no matter how you feel, no matter if you got sleep, no matter if you're sore. I think just that consistency of being in practice every day, being ready to practice, just what you bring to shoot around and what you bring to every game is a big thing. And so I just tried to be as consistent and bring that same type of mentality every time I came to the gym. And so I would say that's probably also my biggest advice I say to young players is just be as consistent as possible and definitely give it your best every day. But the more you can be just consistent and there every night, no matter what, is a big plus.
In any player's career, there are moments, turning points, epiphanies, things that happen that you take with you throughout your career and beyond. What were some of those moments, either from a teammate or a coach or something or a fan that happened here at Connecticut that you've taken with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, for me, just the fact that, you know, every time we came out here, we knew that we were going to have the best home court advantage, and this arena is always, you know, packed and loud, and so that just gave you extra motivation, extra drive. Obviously, just some of the talks I had with Coach T, you know, how to be a pro, how to take care of your body. When I was rehabbing from different injuries, just how serious you have to take that to get back to the court and play the game you love. So I would say a lot of the one-on-ones that I had with Coach T are different times that I really look back on and say I really learned a lot from those conversations and was able to you know, move forward and you know, continue to get better. So I give him a lot of credit.
Well, Coach T had the benefit of spending time with you in your early years in Connecticut, but we've got some other legends of the Connecticut Sun that were a part of your early years here. We would like to bring them out right now. Please join me in welcoming Taj McWilliams Franklin and Nikesha Sales. All right, so now that Lindsay has given us her version of her time at Connecticut, we've even heard a little bit of Coach T. Let's hear from Lindsay's former teammates here, except for we've already got the defense covered, so don't have to worry about talking about how great of a defender she was. But what were your favorite memories of Lindsay Whalen here in Connecticut?
Well, I think Lindsay was a huge part of the evolution of the Connecticut Sun. I think she was coming in as a very young player surrounded by vets. And I think she stepped up very quickly and did a great job. I mean, we trusted her, she trusted us. That's a big part of having a winning chemistry. She came in, I found out earlier one of her favorite players was a post player, so that makes sense why she sacrificed her body so much. She was excellent at getting at the hole, scoring when she needed to, and finding the open player. So I think she did a great job at learning her personnel, coming in young, not being nervous, not being afraid, and stepping up very quickly.
Ditto. No.
Lindsay said, y'all can't hear her right now, she doesn't have a mic, but she said she was nervous. But obviously her
But you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell. Lindsay.
That's what matters.
Did not show.
Taj?
I think the same. It's just how tough she was. And I think Tebow said it. She's a kid and an adult all in one. So cracking jokes, playing pranks on people, and then coming out and doing work. And I think that was important for us.
Yeah, I think it was, I called Coach Tebow to ask him about some of his early memories, and he talked about those jokes that you played on Bill Tavares. said you used to play some practical jokes on him back in the day and kind of torture him. Lindsay and I touched upon the finals runs, but we've seen the T-shirts with people with the 05 and the 04 Connecticut Sun. But maybe what are some of your memories of those two runs to the finals and during that time?
Well, I remember how hard it was to get there. It really is hard. I mean, there were some good teams. I see Lambert back. We had to play against Detroit for some tough battles. I remember Seattle, but it's just hard to get there. It's hard to stay consistent and have the chemistry to get there. You know, unfortunately, we didn't bring it home. That's a salty memory that we couldn't close the deal. But just to be able to play in the finals, to be one of the best teams in the WNBA was great. So a lot of us were there. We shared that moment, but it is what it is. Can't win them all.
Taj?
I think for me, someone asked earlier, I think the fact that Whalen was playing on a really bum ankle, which I don't think most people knew. We were in the finals, and her ankle was huge, and she just went out there and played as hard as she could. I think after the season, you may have had surgery on your ankles, but people here didn't know how hard she played and how bad that injury really was. But I think that grittiness defined our teams at that time. Before it became a word, the grind, I think this team was pushing through, and just different people were stepping up every time we needed someone, and that's what made it so fun and memorable, not only for us, but I think for all the people here as well.
Yes, that's the one thing I can say is all day, go ahead and clap. People have been talking about their memories of that time like it was yesterday, and not just Lindsay's play, but the sacrifice and the sweat and the blood and tears that you guys poured on the court as well. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for sharing your memories. And right now we're going to have a very special presentation, and we're going to bring out three important people to do that. Mitchell Estes, Bill Tavares, and Amber Cox will join us right now at center court. As you see, we have the Lindsay Whalen framed jersey here and a $2,000 donation to the American Diabetes Foundation. Okay, fans, it is time to make it official. Please direct your attention to the rafters as we unveil Lindsay's number 13 that will live forever in Mohegan Sun Arena. Thank you so much to everyone that was a part of this very special presentation. Congratulations, Lindsay Whalen.